how can I find probability when I have a two-way table? And how do I read this two-way table in the first place? So this is a two-way table asking the question, do you have a Twitter? Do you have TikTok? And this can be event A, and this can be event B, like question A and question B. And these are our outcomes, your possible answers here. So if I ask you, do you have a Twitter? Your possible answer is yes or no. You're one or the other. So when you read a two-way table, like this is, do you have a Twitter? Yes and no. This is, do you have TikTok? Yes and no. So you're going to read it vertically and horizontally. So looking at this part here, do you have Twitter? Everything here is yes. 3 people have Twitter and an additional 1 person. So if I want to add like the total people who have Twitter, I would have 4 total people. So how many people do not have Twitter? Here I have 7. And even when like a two-way table doesn't give me the total row, I always put it here because it makes it much easier when we go to find the probability. So now let's look at, do you have TikTok, event B? How many people have answered yes, I have TikTok? So here I'm going to read horizontally. I have 8, I'm going to put total, 8 people have a TikTok. How many people do not have TikTok? That's no. 3 students do not have TikTok. And now I want to think, okay, so this is the total of TikTok. This is the total of Twitter. I want to know what is the total of everyone altogether. So I'm going to, there's 2 ways I can do this. I can add this way, or I can add everything inside. So 8 plus 3 is 11, and this should work both ways. 8 plus 3 is 11, 4 plus 7 is 11. If one of them doesn't work, it means part of your answer is not correct. I can also add up the numbers on the inside of the boxes because these are all the possible answers. This will encapsulate every single person. So 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 is 11. So let's think about what some of these things represent now. Now that we can read a two-way table, let's do some probability. What is the probability? So probability of Twitter. And I know that means like how many people are like yes Twitter over the total, over everyone we asked. So when I look at this, I see Twitter and I see yes. It's not just this number. A lot of students think it's 3 because that's the first number. But this person here also has Twitter. So you want to make sure you go down to that total number. 4 over 11. The probability of having a Twitter account is 4 out of 11. So what is the probability of having TikTok? Same thing, we're going to look to see how many yeses I have for TikTok. So 8. And how many there are altogether. 11. So in this class, it is more likely that students have TikTok than Twitter because the probability is higher. Let's do one last question. What is the probability that someone has no TikTok and no Twitter? So now I have both things. I want to look at where these two events intersect. So I have, do you have a TikTok? And no. One way I can do this is just like highlighting everything here. So all of this represents no. And then I'm going to look at, do you have Twitter? And do the same thing, highlight no. And where they intersect represents no TikTok and no Twitter. So these two people, they do not have Twitter, they do not have TikTok. So we can say 2 out of 11. I'm going to use that same total here.